I'm Kelly Ellis.
And I'm Lori Dennis, and this is Design Time. Today we're here at Peninsula Home Collection to answer your questions.
All right, you want to get started?
Let's get started, Kelly. You go first.
I will. Okay, so Chaser's Design. Chaser's Design. We're going to go with that. The question is, how did you attract your clients when you first started your career? Well, I know when I first started my career, I hit the local market. So I literally, my mother gave me this. Thanks, Mom. Thank you so much for your advice. She said, hit the penny saver. Do you remember the penny saver?
The penny saver, I remember that.
I just needed to get some work under my belt that, from local people, so I literally hit the penny saver. And I had more work than I could possibly handle, and then I also realized that I didn't charge enough. Yes, but that's how I started. And then right from there, it was referral, referral, referral. So yeah, I started really simply.
Okay,
how about
so you just started in a local advertising directory.
That's right.
So today, it's not going to be the penny saver,
no,
it's going to be things
online.
Like House or some other publication that's local to your area, and it's probably going to be online because people don't really read the penny saver
we're
anymore.
Talking a few years ago. I got a couple decades in me. Yeah, I am.
Well, I recommend that you reach out to people that you know, which is what I did. I would invite them over for coffee or for a party. I would hold little gatherings, and I would invite people who I knew had the means and the desire to have interior spaces done for themselves or for their businesses. And when they came and they saw my personal space, we got into the conversation, oh, you're a designer, oh, what do you do, and those kind of things. So it was really organic, but it was very contrived. Some of the things that you can do today, even if you don't have a portfolio, is go to little vignettes in your home, photograph them, and put them up on a blog. You can put them up on other people's blogs, share that kind of information with them. You can go on House, which is a really great resource, and just get out there.
I wish that we had started fresh in this day and age, and this time, because the technology is so amazing. Most of the youngins coming up understand what to do to market yourself, so I think it's going to be a lot easier. And really watch our videos because they're really going to be useful on this topic. Yeah?
Absolutely. The next one's from @LovelyLady. Which furniture companies offer the best bang for your buck?
Oh wow. Well, I know that being at market, there are so many different choices. If you ever have a design center near you or a market, please do not go retail and start looking at numbers. And as a designer, you should know better, obviously. That markup is so high in so many areas. And so I think that is a loaded question because it depends on your style, right? And what you're looking for. If you're shopping for antiques, clearly you're going to be paying. If you're shopping for different antique knockoff type situations, we've seen a lot of great companies like Four Hands.
Well, those are inspired.
They are antique inspired, but those are bang for the buck. That's what we're talking about. Actually here, there's some beautiful pieces that are heavily carved, that are taken right from antiques. The owner of the company actually is very inspired by very, very upmarket, heavily carved, beautiful furniture that is at fantastic price points. So bang for the buck is very loaded because obviously it depends on how much buck you have to spend. But I think that if you do a little research, you can really find some fantastic companies that do a knockoff or do their version of an inspired piece that is just gorgeous and it looks expensive.
So I think that first of all, you need to really understand what it is that you want, and you want to look at our recommended sources and vendors who support us and supporting you.
Yes, great tips. So @Jack's Mommy asks, what are your favorite rooms to design? Oh wow, do you have a favorite room to design? I really have to think about this because each room obviously needs to have a different purpose, and coming from a design psychology standpoint, I always like to think about what needs to happen in that room so that that room has a voice and a feel, and then work from there. And every single room is so much fun, be it an office or even a bathroom. If you're thinking of spa-like settings, bedrooms, I don't know if I have a favorite. Do you have a favorite?
I think I do have a favorite, and I'll tell you why. I really love designing kitchens and bathrooms and outdoor spaces because I think they're fantastic. You have a lot of opportunity to influence the architecture of those rooms as well, at the interior finishes, as well as the furnishings in those areas. And they're high ticket items, so you can charge more money. I like making money. I mean, that's part of the reason why we're here, in addition to loving our craft, is making money. And those are high ticket items, so you're gonna make more money in those spaces than you would make in others. And it's easy to talk to homeowners or business owners about those spaces because in property, kitchens, baths, and outdoor spaces are gonna be their biggest resale value.
That's true, but as far as my favorite goes, like what speaks to me, I have to say, it's like asking a favorite color. I don't have one. I really, personally, love to design all the rooms for those reasons, but having a tile line, I actually really like those places that have tile too. The kitchens and bathrooms, very fun, very personalized, right?
You get to put your own tiles
I
in
know,
there,
I do it a lot too.
That's great. All right, next one, at Smiley 1968. How important is it to come to the market? It's very important. Let me explain to you, for those of you who don't know what the market is. There's a couple furniture markets in the United States as well as overseas, but we'll talk about the ones in the United States right now. There's High Point Market, there's the Atlanta market, there's the Las Vegas market, there's the Dallas market, and that's where you find your value. And I remember the first time that I came to a market, it was Las Vegas market, and we started walking around and looking at the prices of things, and we saw the same items that we had previously seen in retail stores, only they were 70 to 80% less than what we were seeing them for, and we decided we would always come to markets from that point on, and we would never shop retail again. So that's how important it is, that we won't even shop retail.
Oh no, and not only that, but I think it's so important to make connections with the people who actually own and manufacture these products. There is nothing better than that one-on-one, because you can get the prices if you have the catalogs online. You know, I mean, even here, if you're in our resource and you're right here at Design Campus and you're looking through, you're going to see a lot of our resources and catalogs, and with our partner TODL. But beyond that, the relationships that you make, we have a great time. We get to know the manufacturers. Our world has been opened up to so many opportunities just by being here and speaking with and talking to fellow designers. So aside from all of the beautiful savings that you're going to find, you're also going to make some great relationships. And so the last question, want to ask it?
Sure, at Green Glass. My clients have a very simple home without much details. How can I spruce up the walls on a budget?
Well, we're going to tell you. So I am actually looking at some pieces while I'm sitting here and looking around, and we mentioned Peninsula Home Collection before, but if you haven't had a chance to peruse the catalog or go to a showroom, you must, because they have some of the most gorgeous, large-scale carved pieces. I have my eye on, and I'm actually coveting a couple of beds in the showroom, because my client in particular doesn't want to do a lot of molding, a lot of heavy woodwork that actually would fit with the rest of the home. But these beds are so oversized and so scaled and so beautiful, and they look like the walls would be paneled. If I put that bed in, I'm done. It's gorgeous, gorgeous work.
So if you think about Argentina in the 40s and 50s, it was really called the Paris of South America. In that time period, just had a lot of Europeans coming over and bringing those very architectural elements and introducing them into their living spaces and restaurants and hotels there. So you see all of this very European ornate design with the softness of the South American craftsmen. And what the owners of Peninsula Home Collection have done is they come from that area, they know that area, and they go down there all the time and they find these old antiques. For instance, you know, these teapots, these horses, and they have these craftsmen making them as if it was hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
Same process.
Same process, same quality, and so you're able to get these really beautifully manufactured items that look like they're one-offs. And a lot of homes don't have the budgets or the desire to, you know, put all of the expensive things in there, which is all the molding and the millwork. And when you get there, a lot of times the architecture and the building of the home is finished, and you could say whatever you want, you can introduce whatever you want, that process is over. So by coming in and bringing these large-scale doors or beds, these ornate pieces, and you see these beautiful homes with rounded iron windows and ornate millwork and molding, and you really want to create looks like that, but you just don't have the architecture in the homes, and so your projects always kind of look flat in comparison to the things you're seeing in, let's say, Elle Decor or Architectural Digest. So when you shop in a place like Peninsula Home Collection, you are able to recreate those looks, the coveted looks that you like seeing in those trade magazines, and your projects really just jump up in leaps and bounds in a very affordable and manageable way for your clients.
And that beauty of these pieces is that they are affordable, so your client isn't going to freak out. They'll freak out when they see the scale, they'll freak out when they see the impact that they'll make, but they're not going to freak out when it comes to the pocketbook or the budget, because that's the win-win situation. You're going to be able to do the designs that you covet and do them at affordable pricing.
And Peninsula Home Collection was one of the other first places that I came into when I first came to market, and I was blown away by the quality of what I was seeing in here. I was working on a hotel at the time, and it was in kind of a California Spanish Revival style. I worked with the owner of this company, and he gave me a spec book. I didn't know anything about speccing for a hotel at that time. He gave me a spec book, and all of the items were sourced from Peninsula Home Collection for an entire hotel, and he made the process so simple for me that I was able to take that spec book with all the photographs, the dimensions, the prices, and everything.
You look like a rock star.
Hand it to the owner, charge for my design time when really they did all the work, and it just made my job easier. So they're really easy to work with, and they really go the extra mile for you, and it works for residential, commercial, hospitality, retail. It's a great resource.
Well, that speaks again to why you need to come to market and meet the owners, meet the manufacturers, come and do the face-to-face, because that relationship is priceless. So that was a good tip. It was a pleasure to actually film here in the showroom and look at all these gorgeous pieces in person. So that's it for this week. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.